So that's one way of getting the neck on. If you're really struggling, the other thing to do is to throw your neck first, or your bottle top first. So throwing bottle tops are really cool. You might have seen like Hamada and some sort of like the classic Japanesey and Chinesey vessels. They're square pots and they've got beautifully sort of thrown necks on them.
Yeah.
Well, you just throw your neck on the wheel, and then you can attach it to any shape. You might have seen Peter do some last year. Did you see some of Peter's square bottles? Peter and Vivian Peter. He was doing square bottles with little necks on. So I've centred the clay. This time I've gone all the way down to the wheel head, a bit like making a chuck. So I've now got a hollow donut of clay. Oh, I just remembered the other way you can get your spiral out. You can throw down. Does that make sense?
No.
So you throw up, if you've got spiral in there, you can actually throw down the neck as well, because that does the same thing, because it puts the spiral in the opposite direction. You can unwind it ever so slightly. But again, if you can avoid the twist, then just avoid it. Now sometimes you can't enclose and get a neck because it's just sort of fights against the weight. You're fighting against the weight of the clay all the time. So by doing this technique, I might have gone a little bit high here because I don't know if I can get my hand down to the join, but we'll see. You can see there I've just chamfered under, you notice the way I've cut under here, I've just put a little chamfer on, so when I come to join it, hopefully I'll have enough clay there just to sit into whatever it is I want to put it on. I'll do my other balls of clay, so I'm going to keep passing one of those balls of clay. Holding my breath again. And go. And I know we did a very little bit of it last year, did we? Or did I do that with the second years? No, I do it with the second years. About making components on the wheel and joining them together. That's basically what we're doing. You don't have to throw a pot in one go. you can throw the different components, you can throw different bits of the pot, take them off, put them in a damp cupboard overnight, and then start joining the bits together. Now, so if you can only throw small pots, doesn't mean you can't make a large thing, because you just throw lots of little components, and then when they're leather hard, you all know how to join leather hard clay together exactly the same way. You cut it, score it, start joining it together and constructing the piece. So if you like domestic ware potters, like I don't know if you've seen Mick makes amazing jugs, really lovely bellied jugs with these beautiful necks on the top. You think, how does he do that? And he doesn't do it in one piece. Most of his jugs are made in 3 pieces. So he'll throw the bottom half, take it off the wheel, put it to the side. Throw the top half, take it off, put it in the wheel. Throw the top, and then the next day he'll join the 2 middles together, cut the boards off, put it back on the wheel, throw the join in, get the neck, take the neck off, stick the neck on the top, throw the neck back on, and then put the handle on. So Mel Brown, it makes teapots. She describes teapots as like a 3-dimensional jigsaw puzzle. So she makes the jigsaw puzzle pieces at separate times, at different times, and then joins those pieces together to complete the puzzle. So you don't think that you have to sit on the wheel and make a pot in one go, in one throw. Think about different elements of the pot. If you're really good at throwing cylinders, then just carry on making lots of different cylinders and start joining them together. If you're really good at throwing enclosed forms, then throw those. If you can do a bit of both, a bit like this now, I don't know if I've got enough clay to warrant that neck, but we'll see now.
So you don't use calipers or anything, you just do it by eye?
I'm doing it by eye now because I couldn't find any calipers, Benny, to be honest. But yeah, you would, if you wanted to, if you were making multiple piece pots, then generally I'd have calipers. A lot of the time I just use my rib. So that pot there, that is about the width of the bottom of this rib.
I suppose you could throw a bend into it when you're actually joining them then. You know, if it's slightly out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can, but it won't be slightly out. You can sort of manipulate it, but especially when using the hot air gun, which you're going to do now. If I wanted to collar this in now from here, so I've got this shape, and bring it up that height, I haven't got enough clay here to do that. And that might be another thing that you're struggling with, is actually you haven't got enough clay, because you bring it into this point, there's no way I can bring that all, well, I could probably just about squeeze that all the way in to be enclosed, but I couldn't throw a spout on it. Yeah, so that might be one of the problems that you're having with bringing the top of the clay, the pot up, David, is just literally, there's not enough clay there to do it.
I was using 3 pounds of clay.
Yeah, but how big was your bottle then, like that? Yeah, I mean, 3 pounds of clay is quite a big pot. It's probably the most sort of amount of clay that I would actually use. Because I tend to, if I'm making larger work, I tend to make bits and pieces as opposed to so I'm just eyeballing it. That is pretty.
Got some calipers if you want them.
That's pretty much the same width. That's fine. Calipers are handy, but it doesn't have to be exact, because I'm doing it this way. If you've taken your work off the wheel and you're joining the parts afterwards, then obviously you've got less manipulation of that clay because it's a bit stiffer, so you can do less with it. So the way I'm going to dry this off now, that's dusty, isn't it, is I'm going to try and avoid that top rim with the heat. But I need enough support here to hold the weight of this bit.